All right, good morning, traders. Today is October 27th, 2023. My name is John Carrigan, and I moderate the BYOB trading room. I want to thank everyone for being here. All right, so my SPY pivot this morning, 415.90. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. It says 415.96. Either way, 415.96, 415.90. Okay, all four indices in the FNGU remain in daily downtrends, with lower lows and lower highs on their daily charts. The bears still have control of the price action. US dollar index still consolidating over 105.50. UNG has produced a second higher low on the daily chart and appears ready to break out of the consolidation channel. We'll see. All right, it's looking good so far. USO remains in a daily uptrend, but still consolidating over the 74 level. Silver and gold have been bullish for about the last 2 weeks, but still remain in daily downtrends in their daily charts. SPY weekly chart has made contact with the rising 50 SMA for the first time, although I believe SPY weekly has set its sights on a bigger, bustier target, the rising 200 SMA. SPY lower target for today is 109.88. We'll see. All right, it's options expiration Friday, so anything could happen. All right, let's go look at some charts. All right, here's the first one. We'll take a look at SPY. We have lower lows, lower highs, and lower lows, a lower high, and another lower low. Have a neckline break here, little mini head and shoulders on SPY, and we got a neckline break making lower lows. Got some open gaps overhead. See if I can spot them out for you. And there's one there and one here. We've got one here for about 26 cents and another one here which is $423.74. Looks like that's about a buck and a half, a buck and three quarters right there. All right, we got 3 candles down, igniting move. I'm seeing a possible MMRP pattern. I'm going to play it as a 2-day. Got 2 days down, 2 days pause, rest, check of support, and then we got 2 days down. I'm looking for another 2 days down. So we'll see what happens today. All right, so that's what we got going on. Now, if we take a look at, let's go back to the 10, and let's find the one I want. Give me just a minute. There it is. All right, so here we have the anchored VWAPs for the last 3 days. And if price decides to rise, these will be the levels of targets right here. First anchored VWAP, second anchored VWAP you can see is right at our pivot right there. So if price action starts to rise through the first anchored VWAP, look for it to go up to the second anchored VWAP or the pivot, 415.90. All right, let's go back to the daily chart. Let's go back to the weekly chart. Okay, so here you got the weekly. Let's put the moving averages on. I know I got them here somewhere. Right there. All right, so here's the weekly chart. There's the weekly candle. You can see piercing the 50 SMA right there. And I think it has a date with the rising 200. Now notice on the weekly, this is the first time we hit the rising weekly 50 SMA. So we'll see what happens. So they may want to come all the way down to the 200, We'll see what happens. But there we are, hitting the rising weekly on the 50 SMA. All right, so back to the daily chart, and I like my other chart better, so let's go with QQQ. QQQ, yesterday's price action, lower high, lower low. Daily chart showing us a lower high and a lower low. So daily chart is in a downtrend. So QQQ, downtrend. FNGU. All right, daily chart. Come on. All right, lower highs, lower lows. Daily downtrend there. And yesterday's candle, lower high and lower low. That's a pretty good move right there. See that? You stack those together. I mean, that's 152 down to 125. It's like a $25 drop right there. That's a whole lot of market cap, and especially in those big cap companies. And that's a whole lot of market cap to lose right there in just 2 days. Let's look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow on the daily chart, lower high, lower low in a possible uptrend channel right here. On the daily time frame, we have lower highs and lower lows. Daily downtrend. IWM. IWM on the daily chart, lower highs, lower lows, lower high, lower low, definite downtrend. See right here, we're breaking the consolidation area. This is the major support. We're breaking major support. And when we start breaking major support, the markets start falling apart. We got one more level of major support, which is right here. 164.31. Could see a bounce today. We'll see what happens. But we start breaking below that, and institutions start selling more than you expect. There's IWM. Now let's take a look at SMH. SMH, lower high, lower lows. Again, daily downtrend. Yesterday's candle, lower high and lower low. So nothing good there. It's hard to find any goodness out of this. All right, IYT, these are our transportation index. These are the transports, lower high, lower low. Things are getting extended here. All right, we start breaking below the consolidation right here. Consolidation lows, that's major support. See that right there? We could get a bounce today right off of major support right there. Just saying, we could get a bounce. But things are not looking good for IYT as major support's getting tested right now. So below that, markets could fall apart next week. We'll see what happens. That's IYT. I hate to be the doom and gloom, but I got to tell you, it is what it is. And breaking major support is not a good thing. So there's transport, semiconductors, Russell 2000, everything in a downtrend. Let's take a look at XLF. XLF, lower highs, lower lows, also falling apart. Consolidation, they got a ways to go before the financials start falling apart. You can see through this consolidation area here, they got to go all the way down to 31. That's not far if they're at 32. You see what I'm saying? They're at 32 now. 31, everybody knows that's not far. So, but on the daily time frame, lower highs, lower lows. A little bit different candles going on here. You guys see what I'm seeing? Last 3 days we've been selling. These last 3 days have been green. So bulls putting up a fight here on the financials. Obviously see something that we don't see. But I want to just make a note of it. So here's a move down and a consolidation over to the right. Now I do see 3 a little bit oversized wicks up there. Just to be truthful, you got to call it like it is, but still underneath our trend indicator. But these candles don't look like the others, right? You remember playing that game in school? You know, which one doesn't look like the others? Well, these don't look like the others. So we might, when the markets do decide to bounce, we might look here first. We'll see what happens. Just make a note of that. Now let's go look at our indicators. T2122 popped out of the oversold zone, but still in the sell zone, making a higher high and a higher low. So we'll see what happens here in Russell 2000. They may be starting a new uptrend, producing that higher high and higher low. Yesterday's price action probably going to be red all day. Red all day until they started to make that higher high, that higher low right there. So you can see right there we had 2 15-minute candles that were green. So they got that up over the trend indicator there. On the 3-bar chart, still a lot of space between trend indicator and the price action. So still got a lot of work to do there. FNGU indicator. Now there's no financials in the FNGU that I know of. Kind of doing the same thing. They kind of trying to make that higher low right there. So FNGU trying to start a new uptrend here. You notice they kind of dug it out there. Turned about an hour of trading up over the trend indicator right there. So for the most part, selling all day. Still got lower highs. So I'm not going to get too excited yet till I see lower lows and more lower highs and higher highs. Higher lows and higher highs. Nothing happening yet. And let's go back over to, where is it? There it is. Right there. All right, so let's go look at USO. USO still in a daily uptrend. Higher lows, higher highs, higher low. Just consolidating here over 74. UNG did something nice yesterday. Okay, we've got a low. We produced another higher low. And then we produced another higher low. And then look at this. We produced yet again another higher low. So since this consolidation, we got 2 higher lows, 1 higher high so far. And the bulls managed to bring this all the way back to the midpoint. So nice move on UNG Nat Gas. Starting what looks to be a new daily uptrend. We'll see if they can break out of this channel. Getting up over 750 would be an excellent sign that things are about to break out. Up over the midpoint here looks really good. Think about some nat gas up over, well, 740 right there. Let's take a peek at silver and gold. Okay, here's silver. And here's the channel for silver. Silver is still in a downtrend with lower highs and lower lows. Still failed to make a higher high right there. Like to see this produce a higher low, because this would be the last low, and that could possibly set us up for an inverted head and shoulders on silver here. All right, still in a downtrend because there's no higher high and higher low yet. Right now we've got lower highs and lower lows. So silver still in a downtrend, although very bullish the last 2 weeks. GLD. And if we look at GLD, here is the consolidation wedge. All right, so now we've got lower highs and lower lows, but we've now made a higher high. Okay, it's equal high to this, still lower high than this. What we need is a pullback showing us a higher low. So still in a downtrend. We don't really have a trend yet other than to the upside, but we still have to stick a higher low in somewhere. So once all the enthusiasm settles in gold, look for that higher low to put your stop on and then play from there. Okay? Right now we have no higher low. It's just a rocket ship to the upside, breaking over the consolidation. So looking for that higher low. And let's go take a look at the economics. And for the US dollar, you can see here's the US dollar index, trying to challenge the most recent highs up here at 107, headed in that direction in a strong move. And let's go look at the economic calendar, which I'll tell you right now has nothing really on it for today except for personal income and outlays. And we might as well pull up earnings too. And we might as well pull up Max Payne. So personal income and outlays here at 8:30. And then we've got Michael Barr's going to speak later. So let's look out to the 30th. Let's see what's coming in for next week. And let's try that. So for next week, Monday, very quiet day. Tuesday, FOM meeting begins. I don't know if they're going to let us see it or not. Employment cost index, 8:30. Haven't seen that one in a while. Chicago PMI 945. Consumer confidence at 10. Let me look, make sure Powell's not speaking at the end of the day. All right. Employment report coming in on Wednesday at the first of the month. Treasury refunding announcement. PMI 945. ISM 10 o'clock. Construction spending, JOLTS, busy day. FOMC announcement, 2 p.m., and a presser at 2:30. So the big day is Wednesday. So we'll see what happens. That's going to be the big day next week. All right, for Max Payne, what do we got? On the 27th, Max Payne is 423. That's a long ways away from where we are. I don't know if they're going to get it. We got 2-to-1 puts right here. Max Payne's 423. That's sure a long way away. That would represent probably a $10 move if we go after it. So we'll see what happens. The put to call ratio is 2-to-1. We'll see what happens here. And the earnings calendar is still trying to fire up. Oh, we got it. ExxonMobil's going to report this morning. Chevron's going to report. AbbVie, Sanofi, Equinor, and a couple other Colgate. Colgate and Charter Communications. So those are the big ones this morning. And all the big ones seem to want to report early in the day. So all the small caps probably going to finish out the day at the end later. So that's it for this morning. Be careful today. I'm still looking for another red day. We'll see what happens. I want to say that IWM is at major support, so we could see a bounce. but I'm still looking for another red day in the SPY to come down. We'll see what happens. All right, so I will take questions, and the rest of you out there on YouTube, I will see you at 4 p.m.